There's no one correct way to structure a personal statement. But it can't be a bad idea to begin by talking about your experience with the subject you want to study so far. I think the important thing you want to get across here is that you've done more than the bare minimum required of you to pass your exams. So, for example, let's say you want to study history at university, and you've done a module on Russia 1855 to 1914. Well, it's perfectly okay to say something like this. In school, I very much enjoyed a module on Russia 1855 to 1914, where we learnt about the ways in which the rulers governed this massive country. And I found this interesting because blah blah blah. But try to show that you've done more than just stuck to your school syllabus. So you could try something like this. Having very much enjoyed a module on Russia 1855 to 1914, in which we studied how the rulers governed this massive country, I decided that it would be interesting to see how the ordinary people reacted to the imperial policies, and to that end I read Orlando Fige's book A People's Tragedy, The Russian Revolution 1891 to 1924. Do you see what we've done there? We've shown that we've done the basic things our course requires, the module on Russia, but also that we've investigated the subject much more. Our studies at school were only the beginning. Now we've gone further by saying how this started our interest in related topics. And we've even read a book that wasn't on our syllabus. If you're applying to a humanities subject, it's always worth saying what books you've read. Before we move on, let's have a look at another example. You want to study economics at university, but you haven't actually studied it as a separate subject in school. What can you say? Well, you can find a related subject and say how your success in this subject could relate to economics. Last year I became interested in the trading relationship between Hong Kong and Taiwan through a liberal studies project. As part of my project I interviewed several customs officials and found out blah blah blah. My project took me to unexpected places, however, and I soon developed an interest in the implications for supply and demand when set against international tariff quotas. Again, we've done more than just the basic schoolwork. That was the Liberal Studies project. And we've begun to talk about how this has given rise to more complex issues.